interesting lineup here. So we've got Stephen from SuperteamUK, we've got Michael, who's the chief founder and engineer at Helio, and we've got Reece from Geek. So let's just get to know each other.
Yeah, so my name's Stephen, I've been in from Web3 as Cap. So I'm the leader of SuperteamUK. This is Solana Foundation's whole growth team, being able to be decentralized now in a new fashion, to be able to help build a community from that bottom-up perspective. It started in September 2021 in India, so now expanded out to 14 different regions. We started the UK in June 2023, so almost a year old, close to our first birthday, and we really just focus on finding that top-tier talent in the UK and giving them all the resources and opportunities that they need to be able to thrive in our beautiful Web3 ecosystem. So I'm always looking for the very best entrepreneurs, developers and creatives, and there to be able to give them the opportunity to shine in our industry.
Hey everyone, my name is Michael. I'm the founding engineer of Helio. Helio is the leading payments provider on Solana. And we also support Bitcoin and Ethereum and some others. Yeah, I'm a serial builder, love coding, and yeah, I'm just happy to be here and talk about the future of crypto.
What's happening, guys? My name is Reece. I'm the founder of Geek, and Geek is a collectible brand. I myself am a passionate collector. I go into crypto through NFTs, and I noticed there's a lot of projects that built for gaming and built for music. A lot of people don't know, but the collectible industry is larger than both of those combined. So I see a large gap in the market due to the similarities in nature of the products of NFTs and collectibles.
Thank you, guys. So Web3 is gaining popularity every day. Seriously, there's people all over the world and from different industries. I'm an engineer and I made my way through Web3. There are people in healthcare, there are DJs now entering Web3. So Kat, this is for you. So for someone who's very new to the space, but they're absolutely curious, what's your advice to them so that they can have a structured trajectory in the space?
So when you're brand new to the industry, you first got to kind of understand the difference between crypto and blockchain. Because usually if you're brand new, you just hit a load of headlines on Bitcoin, Ethereum, all these different chains that are there, and you've heard of NFTs, and you've heard of scams, and you've heard of all X, Y, Z that's been going on, and all of this noise. So I think one of the first things that's really helpful is just to understand that there's this new technology underneath called the blockchain, and this is that new revolutionary thing that they need to learn more about. And one of the best ways to learn about it is to be able to speak to people who are already in the industry, already building. So for that new person, I would love for them to go to someone like this, go to a building block, go to a local blockchain meetup around them, and start just speaking to people in the industry. You're going to have a few months where you're not going to understand everything, but you just want to surround yourself with that information that's been going on. And you can do that going down rabbit holes on YouTube or down crypto Twitter, but one of the best ways is just be able to do it in person as well, because then you can get dialogue. You can have a conversation with that person, and you can ask questions, and they can give you those customized answers back to you. And then once you've got comfortable with kind of what is going on, you've read different reports, you've seen different videos, you spoke to different people, the question I would ask them is, what's their skill set? Where do they most want to be able to be a part of the industry? And where do they kind of see themselves being a part of this space? Do they want to build a business and found a company? Do they want to learn how to code and become a developer? Are they interested in creating content and writing or making videos? Or are they interested in going deep into the research? There's so many different facets to be able to explore. So I'd then ask that question, where can I believe I can be able to contribute and my skill set's best applied to the space? And then continue to go down that path, work with even different accelerators, different upskilling communities, different boot camps, different ways to then level up. And ultimately, I think the best way to then get them hooked in the space is to get them earning. Being able to earn your first £1,000 from the industry is one of the most powerful ways to really capture them, so that it doesn't feel airy-fairy anymore. And it's less around trading, more about earning that first crypto, so that they feel like, cool, this is now a whole new industry that I can have a career in, and they can then start to see themselves in that future light a little bit further. So those would be the usual for like kind of top level ways that if I was to speak to anybody before knowing something about them, where I would usually suggest that they go, they need to surround themselves in that ecosystem, they need to figure out where they can contribute to that space, and then they need to be able to just get stuck in, and hopefully they figured out a way that they can contribute, that they will then receive value back from that ecosystem and earn their first crypto.
Yeah, just to add to Steven's point there, I mean, like for me personally, my start into crypto was through hackathons, so I actually went to the university that's hosting this right now, the University of Edinburgh, and the way I got into Solana and crypto in general was from incentives, was from doing these hackathons, from winning this prize money, and I mean, that's what made me kind of join on board with Helio, and here I am today, so, super team, they're doing an amazing job with that. I can personally confirm all my friends are in Super Team. It's great.
Yeah, I think Helio is a revolutionary platform. Because I think that TradFi sometimes becomes cumbersome for people who are digital nomads, or even people who travel a lot internationally. Because I have sometimes problems with using my Singapore credit card, so I think Helio is so revolutionary. And I see that Gucci has started accepting crypto payments. And also in some coffee shops in South America, you can literally just pay crypto to get coffee. So I wanted to ask, what are the industries that are the most driven to something like Helio right now, the ones who are driven to use crypto payments in the future?
Yeah, so, I mean, when we started Helio, like 2 years ago, we really had to figure things out. We had to figure out which market to go after, right? And the first market we went after was actually paywalling traditional media, which looking back in retrospect was not one of the best ideas, because the average age of a user of traditional media is like 50, 60 years old. So you can imagine how that went, right? So we had to test out a whole different bunch of markets, and we settled on, or we found product market fit in a lot of Web3 markets. But our whole mission has always been based around trying to get mass adoption from traditional buyers, and we've seen the pockets of success with that. Like for example, with luxury watch stores, or like merchandise, or just physical things. Our first customer was a coffee shop, so they sold coffee beans with actually NFTs on the DeGods on the coffee. So yeah, we've really seen the physical goods space increasing, and yeah, I'm really confident that it's gonna skyrocket in the next couple of years.
Yeah, I hope so too. So coming to you, Reece. So first of all, I absolutely love the art of all your digital collectibles, and I see the merch there. So I'd like to know if there was like an inspo story behind the art, and if you would like to share some of your vision, and also the utility of the Geek card that I saw on the website.
So we actually license Web3 brands to create our products. So for example, the figure you can see here is a goods figure. So we license from these Web3 brands, and that's what gives our inspiration for the art. It's a little bit tricky though, because you've got the collection of NFTs, and nobody wants to own a figure of someone else's NFT, but we also can't make 10,000 figures for each NFT holder either. So what we kind of do is we mix and match trades to create our own unique figure that stands out. Then that way it gives like the best of both worlds. So it's always kind of tricky trying to manage that. Like I say, nobody wants to own somebody else's NFT, so we make a range of just one particular style, and that's kind of the inspiration and how we come to the art and the final product. These are purchased as NFTs that can be claimed for the physical. So at that stage, you will receive a Geek card for free. So essentially, everybody who has a Geek card also has one of these physical figures at home. And the whole point of the Geek card is that we can track our collectors, we can reward our collectors, and we're working on our own unique collection right now. And people who hold the card will be minting those for free. wee bit of alpha for everybody there. Just saying, no, I mean, if you want a free NFT, but that's pretty much the idea behind the Geek card. It's pretty much a loyalty card given to our collectors to reward them for our journey.
Yeah, I think I'll definitely need to get one of those.
You do, definitely.
So coming to something really interesting. So I just stumbled upon the mother meme coin on Twitter. So let's just talk about meme coins. What's everyone's thoughts about it? Caitlyn Jenner just released her meme coin, so that is crazy. So we could start with Cap. What do you think? What role do meme coins play in community building? Do you think they're sustainable or they're actually distracting us from the final goal of Web3?
So, in this conversation, I would want to start with one thing. There's like a spectrum to like meme coins, where on the right-hand side, the furthest away from the shit coins, over here, you have the community coins. That's like a coin like Bonk, or like you would have like Doge, or like Shiba, where basically they are blue chip in the ecosystem. Their treasury is large enough where they can now just start giving back to the ecosystem that they're there, and it's positive force for the space, where they can fund things that a foundation won't fund, or private individuals won't fund, and they can just be able to be an extension of, like, say, a foundation is usually there to fund public goods, maybe doesn't get to everybody. And then these community coins can be there to kind of fill gaps and help support out. So for example, right now, Bonk are doing a Bonkathon. So it's a hackathon, it's 350k in prizes up for grabs, and they're being able to do this to help fill in a few different, say, tracks that weren't in the main Solana hackathons that were going on, and allowing more and more opportunities to then go back to that ecosystem. So those I love. I love a good community coin that can be able to see that positive mind and support what's been going on. Now on this other end, we have the shitcoins. Now the shitcoins are what I class celebrity coins within this space, and it's something that I personally won't want to talk too much into because it's a deep rabbit hole that I'm personally not deep into, so I don't want to go too far. But I think the overall impact that you kind of see from these sort of ones is that celebrity ones are interesting because they give you just mass awareness from millions of people. However, they can be very scary because that new person can get in and they can get robbed. Like, I don't know if you saw the Hulk Hogan token launched just yesterday, and went up, was there for 30 minutes and then went down to 0. And it's that sort of thing where there would be some of those 2 million followers that he has that would have bought in and now never going to touch crypto for years to come because they've just been burned. And you play this very dangerous side, and then you got ones like Mother that just go crazy viral on crypto Twitter because she's just shilling it and shilling it and shilling it, and it's just getting more and more attention and views on social, and it's then driving. And you can very much see how meme coins and shit coins are this like attention mechanism, like a way to value attention within a space, within a meme, within some sort of narrative being created. So that I just see them as like, cool, it's just valuing attention in a specific small window, and they'll do their thing. But I like to kind of focus on these community coins that focus on how can we be able to give back to the ecosystem. They launch in a fair way in order to sustain that, where like Bonk is the perfect example for Solana, your Doge and your Shiba are the perfect example for that on other ecosystems.
I want to get hit from the Hulk Hogan dump today. Nah, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I couldn't agree more with what Stephen's saying. You know, it's at its core, these tokens, you know, they're eyeball machines. That's what they are. You know, the incentives are super clear. You can try and mask it, and you can try and add arbitrary features, but at its core, it's an attention machine. And like in terms of Helio, you know, because we support hundreds of tokens across Solana, we see that this current trend of mass creating tokens, it's generally positive for the Solana ecosystem because it's bringing a lot of awareness. We've seen that if you want to do anything kind of more sophisticated, more feasible, then merchants specifically are are mainly using USDC, Solana, USDT. They're staying clearly away from these meme tokens. But yeah, I mean, personally, I believe it's like all publicity is good publicity approach, and I think meme coins are definitely bringing more eyeballs into the Solana ecosystem.
Yeah, I do agree that it's getting more eyeballs in it. It's almost like people were speculating mostly on like NFTs in 2021. People were buying pictures of monkeys for almost £500,000, and now NFTs has kind of died down. The attention's more on meme coins, especially with a lot of traction in Solana. People realise they can trade meme coins with very low transaction fees. Unlike NFTs, where you invest or you speculate, you have to buy one whole one. You can just buy, a lot of meme coins. So I think that's the reason why there's a lot of attention on meme coins right now, and it's kind of interesting to watch them. Like Cap says, there's a big spectrum. Whether Bonk, for example, can even be considered a meme coin at this point. They build lots of tools. They've got like grants and a lot of stuff that contribute to the ecosystem. And then you've got tokens like Whip, which is literally just a dog with a hat. That's literally what it is. And I mean, these are almost like culture coins. You also see coins like GameStop, which kind of moves with the price of the actual GameStop stock, which is pretty interesting too. And it's something that we want to look into as well. It's like culture coins, and with Sleep Geek, we can imagine ourselves make like bonk figures and whip figures for like pretty established meme coins. I'm not sure how much people will be interested in like a figure of like Iggy Azalea's ass, for example. But well, to be honest, there's a lot of incels in meme coins, so maybe there would be actually. But yeah, it's a large spectrum. Comes with good and bad, but it's definitely pretty interesting.